可能不是你以为的伊索比亚。伊索比亚曾经是饥荒的象征，但历经30年发展，如今首都阿迪斯阿贝巴街头充满现代化建筑。这个国家更野心勃勃，要成为东非的政经物流中心。深知内陆国劣势，积极发展空运。这栋由中国改建、全玻璃帷幕的 BO 国际机场，如今已是东非第一大机场。国家全力扶植的伊索比亚航空，更积极拓展航点架次。无论载客载货量都是全非洲第一。过去20年，平均每年 GDP 成长率近10%，背后关键字是中国。
那个红薯，
哪一个好吃？
那个红薯那个一条的，那个一条不一样的。
姐姐你好嘛，有没有东西？还有什么冬梅菜？还有什么土豆、有茄子、黄瓜、大蒜、生姜？
买几个嘛？这个？哎，一个你就60块钱嘛。
来到异国首都这条卢安达街，不止举目所见，几乎都是简体字招牌，就连当地小贩都能随口说上1、2句中文。
工地这个大的985。
中文在哪里学的？
这里。
很多中国人来买。
对。
根据统计，远渡重洋来异国工作生活的中国移民约有5万人，人数甚至超越异国某些部落，被戏称为第87族。
我们这里本地咖啡呢，这个特色就是本地咖啡，还有这个牛肉干，这都是本地特色。这种还有这种的这方便面，我们这种都是空运过来的。
来这边买的都是当地在这边
都是当地工作在这里工作的生活的中国人。
促使中国人接踵而来的关键是这些街头随处可见一个个大型工程建设。走在伊索比亚街头，很容易就可以看到像我背后这一栋写着中文字样的工地建筑。伊索比亚不仅大量接受中国投资，多年来也学习对岸的发展模式，被称为东非小中国。
They started with similar model. They started in Ethiopia like they did in China, building infrastructure, bringing energy to the country, and construction. So in a sense, from an African perspective, China is a good partner because not only they can bring the money, but they can bring the technology and they will bring also the company implementing the project. If there is an agreement, in a sense, it will be implemented in a Chinese manner from the top to the bottom.
听就会了，对，慢慢习惯了，听你怎么菜他就学会了。
对，
西红柿多少椰啊？他说多少椰是吧？对。
同为威权国家，又非传统西方殖民霸权，让中国在许多非洲国家无往不利。黑暗大陆经济起飞，也让中国企业劳工多了市场，能够输出产能。之所以重点布局伊索比亚，除了人口高达1.2亿，是非洲第2大市场，也因为非洲吃角的战略位置。
The Corn of Africa is a geostrategic priority for China, as well for all nations that are trading goods along the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, what the Chinese call the Maritime Silk Road. And the region is connecting the 3 continents, Middle East, Asia, and Europe.
为了牢牢掌握非洲之角，中国不只在吉布地建设第1个海外军事基地，更协助伊索比亚盖了这条连接首都到吉布地港的亚吉铁路。除此之外，非洲联盟总部所在地位置，更让它成为中国拓展非洲影响力版图不可或缺的重要敲门砖。
China has been the pioneer, in a sense, discovering among Asian countries the importance and the interest of Africa. Even if there is a kind of dissymmetry, a very big country, China, and a small and poor economy, which is Ethiopia, but the two has something in common, the interest in developing the economy of the region.
只是无视经济羸弱本质，一昧跟中国融资大兴土木，时间一长，问题也开始涌现。
Hi, nice to meet you. Okay, the station is upstairs. We can go there.
Okay. 跟着当地上班族 Eden 脚步，体验首都这条由中国企业承造的轻轨。它被视为发展象征。2015年开通时，更被大力宣传为撒哈拉沙漠以南第一条现代化轻轨。但短短不到10年，却开始有载不动的问题。But it's always crowded.
Yes, all the time.
近中午非尖峰时间，2节车厢瞬间挤满。伊索比亚首都有400多万人，但轻轨运量平均每15分钟一班，每趟2节车厢，显然不太够。
So it's difficult at the morning and the evening part. You have to be out for early for your job or everywhere you want to go.
原本轻轨每6分钟就一班，规划每小时可载6万人。但随着时间过去，车厢耗损、零件损坏，却缺经费，没办法修。高达2/3的列车无法运行。我们实际搭乘也发现车站手扶梯坏了，动不了。这也造成像 Adam 一样的广大上班族得各显神通，另想办法。
This is a minivan, and we can use the minivan there.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's full here.
It's full, so we have to.
We have to wait.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Okay.
Are you sure we can all fit in?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So you always have to be like rush.
Yes.
Like if this van is full, and then you have to choose another one.
Another one. If you didn't approach or get your work time, there is you can affect their work times, right? You have to build more transportation ways.
事实上，伊索比亚基础建设一大问题就是很多面子工程，虽然看似雄伟壮丽，却不一定切合民生经济需求。加上很多工程承包牢牢掌握在中资手上，当地企业很难与之竞争。
Everything's built by Chinese at these days. Every building, every road, they're building for us. We thank for that too. If they are teach us to build ourselves. Many educated people, they doesn't have a work, they doesn't experience, but anybody not noticing them. So if they are sharing their knowledge, maybe we can do better.
跟中国借钱盖建设，最后钱又被中国公司赚走。伊索比亚跟许多非洲国家一样，深陷债务陷阱。截至2024年，仍积欠中国高达140亿美元的债务，占整体外债一半。依附中国发展同时，却也处处受牵制，难以施展。